Chris, you saw good basketball from your team on both sides of the ball tonight. Where did you see the separation come in this one?
We just played tougher in the second half. They actually were, making more hustle plays, making more tough-minded plays in the first half, beating us to the offensive rebounds, beating us to the 50-50 balls. And I think coming out, we set the tone early. We were able to grab a lead. Some sloppy play obviously gave it back, but we weathered that storm for ourselves, which we hadn't been doing of late, so that's good. And the separation came down the stretch with our defense finally, so.
We saw that defense kind of locked down in the second half.
Yeah.
Especially in the paint.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a lot of guys that would throw at Shea. It's a tough cover. Every night you look, he goes to the line 15, 16 times. It's kind of tough to guard him if that's the case. So, but we did a pretty good job of just mixing it up. And they hurt us for a bit, but that dried up for them too then at the right time for us.
So some nice contributions from the bench tonight from Barry's.
Yeah, Nas hit a couple big ones. J-Mac was huge, really big. Really liked the game that Jaden played all the way around. So.
How important was it for you just to not have Mike Conley in this game, to be able to see your team be able to finish out this fourth quarter?
Yeah, that's what we've been struggling with. And, Anthony did a really good job of picking his spots, trusting his teammates, playing clean and quick, getting downhill, putting the pressure on them. We really did a good job of finishing this game, which we hadn't been doing. So hopefully it's a good step and we can build on that part of it.
You guys obviously had just went through a rough patch here.
Yeah.
You've been very clear about kind of the foundational principles that, the maturity.
Yeah.
Defense. This performance, how does that measure up to your demands or expectations?
Yeah, I thought it was a really locked-in performance. Of course, there were some mistakes here and there. Like I said, we challenged them about a little bit more effort. This is a really good team that kind of makes all the gritty plays. So we did a better job there. I like the fact that we survived their own adversity. We threw the ball away. I think back-to-back possessions when they were making their run, everybody kind of played a pretty clean game. We didn't force anything when it wasn't there, and as a result, I thought we got good looks. So it's just all about making the right play. That's what we're preaching to our guys. So.
Any other questions? Yeah, Chris, 131,000 or more NBA games have been played. Only 45 times and anybody scored 62 points or more. And it happened twice.
Yeah.
A week ago tonight.
Yeah.
4 days later, happened 2 more times.
Right.
Get any explanation for all the onslaught?
Yeah, I think it's pretty simple. First we have a lot of really talented players in the league that can create their own offense for sure. That's always been the case. Always been great players in this league. Pace is up. Probably 25 possessions more a game per team per night than in the 80s, 90s even. Three-point shooting, the volatility of it is extremely high. I think the most impressive of all those feats was Luka going for 70 on 33 shots. That's incredible. Efficiency, I think teams that have spent a lot of time trending their offenses towards efficient offense. And, sometimes you're going to have nights where everything goes in, and it's really hard to guard right now individually with the skill. Physicality on the ball is not really allowed like it had been in years past. So you kind of have to deal with the problem when the ball gets someplace. But we're going to continue to see it with the level of shooting that we now have in the league. So and the emphasis on shooting as many threes.
Any other questions?
Coach, real quick.
Yeah.
Tell me about the effort on Chet tonight. He didn't do much. You got to shut him down. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, Jaden was awesome. Jaden was great. We did a good job when Rudy was on him. Did a really good job too of executing our pick and roll coverages. So he didn't get a lot of separation. He's a phenomenal player, and we've had trouble with him the last few games that we've played. So Jaden has the length to kind of bother him. He's got the quickness, I think, to get it under his dribble a little bit, and he did an excellent job. So.
You mentioned, there were guys who were willing to live with getting threes, and obviously a lot of that is having Rudy on the
Yeah.
team. what do you think of Rudy's impact, especially late?
Yeah.
In terms of shutting down the paint?
Yeah, I mean, Rudy's has this incredible sense, like just like a scorer likes to take over the game. He has an incredible sense of being able to like up his presence in the paint, even become a little bit more active, a little bit more early, being able to cover a lot of ground, getting up, then getting back, then getting back out to challenge. It's pretty special to watch, when you really think about it. And he's kind of switched in. He's communicating, getting himself out of the matchups that we don't want early. And he's been doing that for us all year. And that's a big part of why we've been able to close games is his defense down the stretch has been elite.